Hold on, I just need to do something. I'm recording. Oh, crap. Hello. Hello, YouTube. This is Sonic2KK here. And welcome back to another Python program tutorial. I believe this is episode 13. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering input, raw input, and exception handling. And that's almost everything I wanted to cover on Python. I think I might have another tutorial after this on something. But first of all, I want to say something. There's this guy on YouTube, and he's called DammitFan. I think that's how you say his name on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's a silent here or not. And he does some really great libgdx tutorials. And if you know Java and you want to jump into game development with Java, check out his channel. It's on my features channel list on my channel. Check him out and subscribe to him if you like what he does, because I really like his tutorials. And I think, like, if you know Java, you'll definitely learn something about libgdx game programming. Even if you already know libgdx and Java, I would still suggest checking them out. You might learn something else. Like if you never learned how to use, say, the get application listener in it, maybe you can check that out. But anyway, on with my tutorial. I'm going to be teaching Python. Now, I mentioned input and raw input, if I can type. I need to show my voice. Yeah, so what does this do? Well, in Python 3, I believe this is Python 2, just let me run the shell. Yep, Python 2.7.2. In Python 2.7.2, you have input and raw input. In Python 3.x and up, you only have input. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be covering both. Now, raw input is different from actual input. Actual input listens for a string. This is what this listens for a string. Well, it doesn't listen, but it tries to get a string. It will prompt you for a number. Or it will prompt you for a string. And even if you enter a number, it will be stored as a string. So if we do string master equals raw input, enter a string. Then what this does on the same line, this prompts for whatever you put in here. So here it will say enter a string, and it will try to get input. And whatever you type and press enter will be stored the value by stir. And we can print by stir. Enter a string. Image. It printed image. Because we're awesome. Now, say we change this to input error. Image is not defined. It gets an error because it doesn't know what's going on. And it's like, wait, what? Dude, you put in input, not raw input. I'm listening for a number, not a string. But there's a way around this. If you want to use raw input, but you want to listen for a number for whatever reason, remember our handy dandy int function? Well, if you here, whatever you type, it will be converted to an integer. Now, if we run this and type e, it will give you an error. But if we run it again and we say 10, it will be a number 10 and not a string 10. Where if we were to just enter 10, we wouldn't get it without the int function. We would still get we would get a string. We wouldn't get an integer. Now, why am I teaching you this? If you've watched my little tutorials, you might think, well, keyboard input's pointless. In Python, I tend to believe it is more useful than input in Lua. Hold on. So thirsty. Anyway, that's input and raw input. Input listens for a string or a number. Right, so let me just do this. There we go. That should hopefully explain it. And then, now on with the next part of the tutorial that I wanted to explain, exception handling. Now, exception handling is, if you've done any other type of programming, it is basically error handling. And error handling just handles an error. So there are many different types of errors or exceptions that you can, hold on, there's no catch. So, instead of what you would usually do, maybe in something like Java, and catch blah. You would probably do something like this in Java. You don't do that here. In Python, you do try my num equals input enter a number. Except value error and print error. Enter a number. And what this will do is it will say, okay, Python, try to run this bit of code. And what it's going to try to do is assign the variable mynum an integer input from input. Now, if we enter a number, everything will go fine. And print you entered num. I don't know why I put a semicolon at the end. But this will try to run this code. It will try to assign the variable my number a number from the input function, and then attempt to print it out. But if we entered a string here, we would get an error, and it will go to the except block of code, and it will print an error message. It will say error, you not enter a number. Now, I think there's more, but there's finally print code completed. We run this. We will enter a number 10. Code completed. You cannot concatenate start int object. Int. I don't know why it is that. Anyway. Oh. Start. Sorry. Enter number 10. You entered 10. Code completed. We're here, we got an error because we were trying to concatenate start int. This is Python's try and accept and finally block, except doesn't have finally. It's a type error. We have a value error. I think type error is one of the value. Oh, it'll crashed. I don't know why I crashed. Weird. Just gonna open up that file again. Yep. We did type. Yep, type error is something from Python. This is what you want to try and catch. Now you can look up all these on the Python wiki. Value error. We're trying to catch an error with the value that you entered. Yeah. I think you have multiple accepts. Accept value. I don't know if you can actually do this. I've never tried it. No, you can have multiple. I don't believe. Yeah. Anyway, this is try. We'll try to run this code. Then it will say, well, if there's an error, print this, and then finally, whether it goes okay or not, print code completed. Because it's like, or I'll just change this to script completed. Oh, we're getting an error. In fact, you know what? Take that away and okay, save it. File syntax. That's my Trello. Minum. 10. Script completed. But if we entered something like L, we would get an error. Anyway, you get the point. Try and catch. That's what it is, and raw input. In the next tutorial, we will probably cover making a calculator. Yeah. That's all for this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial.